Hey everybody, welcome back to Supra VWORLD. My name is Clayton, this is my Supra behind me. We are going to do a build thread on this thing. Episode 1 today is going to be the clutch. We're going to put a single plate clutch into the car instead of the twin that came out of it. Episode 2 is going to be a big brake kit. We're going to put large brakes on the front of an IS350. Episode 3 will be cosmetics. We'll do the front lip here, repaint the front bar, put some side skirts on it, and a lip on the back. Episode 4 will be exhaust. We might make up a new turbo manifold and we'll run a whole new exhaust right out to the back. Maybe variable pitch so we can push a button in the cabin and make it loud or quiet. We'll see. Episode 5 will be prep for a dyno tune. So we'll put larger injectors into the engine and we will plug in the VIPEC ECU. I've had this thing for ages. I can't wait to plug in the VIPEC or Link ECU. And then episode 6 will be the dyno tune. We'll see what power we can get out of it. I am aiming for just over 500 wheel horsepower. Would be amazing. Let's get going with episode 1. We're going to put this clutch in and actually drive this car out of the garage for the first time in 6 months. Let's go! This is the clutch we're using here. It's an RB clutch off a Nissan engine, made by Direct Clutches though up in Queensland of Australia, and it's mated to a 2JZ custom flywheel. I used to have, of course, the twin plate clutch in this car, but I've gone to the single because it's much quieter clutch. Now this is the new throw-up bearing for it, concentric slave cylinder. This here is the adapter plate. I got this from Castleman Rod Shop. I have made my own ones in the past. It goes in between an A340 automatic gearbox bell housing and a T56 or TR6060 gearbox. There's the setup. This is just a spare gearbox here that I'm going to do the measurements with in a minute, but over here is the actual box that came out of the car. This is a TR6060 Tremec box, the updated T56. I've had this in the car for about 3 years now, and it's onto a 2JZ GTE engine with a single turbo in it. It runs pretty well, but this is running on the factory computer. We're just going to take the clutch apart, and I've labelled gearbox on the gearbox side of the plate so you don't get the plate the wrong way around. So here's my plate. It's pretty obvious which way this goes around anyway, because it protrudes out quite a bit if you have a look side on there. It's heavier than the one I had for the twin plate clutch. Ring gear welded on. Bread. Grease is just too greasy. Bread gets out spigot bearings. Pretty good bread. This is the new spigot. It's a brass one. It's solid. So that's straight into the spigot there. So that should be aligned perfectly. Now we're going to bolt the adapter to the bell housing. Now on goes the bell housing. Now we get a straight edge and we measure our crush. And we're going to measure into the teeth of the pressure plate. What do we got? 91 mil, including the straight edge. Here's the lines I've run onto the concentric slave cylinder. We've got the bleeder at the top, and then a dash 4 line at the bottom goes up to the master cylinder. This master cylinder that I've used is out of an FZJ80 Land Cruiser, and it has a 3/4 bore instead of the original 5/8 bore that the Supra or the Supra has. Then I've simply used the reservoir off the JZA80 or the Supra. This device makes extremely fast work of bleeding the clutch. All I've done is run the bleeder line from the concentric slave up into the cabin like this, run my line through there, there's my bleeder right there, and then run this pump to the reservoir tank here and onto your little hand pump. This is like $30 from the auto store, and you simply just pump this up. Boom, boom, boom. It sucks it straight through from the master cylinder, release the valve, and that's it. It took me literally less than 5 minutes to bleed the clutch. We're not going to go hyped up majorly over the moon on this build. This is just going to be to get me an even better improved daily driven car. We've got a single turbo on here, but it's not doing anything because we've got the stock ECU that's running it at the moment. I have a Vipec V88 Link ECU that can go in here. All I need to do is put bigger injectors in here, and we'll give it a tune on the dyno and we'll see what numbers it can pull down. For today though, we'll do a 0 to 100 test, we'll test out the clutch, and we'll just have a general drive and see what it feels like at the moment. Then we'll come back and we'll do an improved clip with the extra power. Okay, so let's go for a drive. I've had the clutch in for about a week. Less noise than the other clutch. Is an improvement though, not performance wise by any means. This is a single clutch, the last one was a twin plate. In traffic, absolutely, this clutch is leaps and bounds ahead of the other one. It's not like an on-off switch. It's still got the grip there though. I mean, it still latches on and you can feel that it's not going to slip at any particular time. My gear changes still feel the same as with the twin plate, but all in all I'm extremely happy with the alignment of the box. So because we put that new alignment plate in there, it rotated the gearbox a little wee bit. My shifter seems to be in a slightly better position now. So yeah, I'm very happy with the clutch setup. It's something that had to be done, but it's not something that's really benefiting me performance wise. Okay, we're going to do a 0 to 100 and go. It's a slippery road, the wheels are screeching, it's a pathetic diff. Here goes nothing. We're going to stop. We get ready, hit this. Okay. just wheel spin. The road is wet. Remember, this is a before test. I'm not expecting wonders out of this. Alright, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Remember, this is part 1 of a 5-part series. The next one coming up is the sort of big brake kit off an IS350. Keep watching and keep trucking. Bye now.